didn't know you had a sister, Eustace.
Didn't you, Stephen? In fact, I have two.
Ill-mannered little beast.
Do you mind being older than the other undergraduates?
I did the first year. I mind being regarded as something odd.
Oh, yes. I'm never sure whether they expect more of us because we're in the war, or less. Well, you were in the war,
Which of your two sisters is coming?
Oh, Barbara doesn't concern herself over much. Hilda, of course.
Why Hilda, of course?
Well, she's 4 years older than me and has always had my moral welfare at heart.
You take the sofa, and I'll take the chair. Don't you think the colours accuse each other rather charmingly? The other we must leave for whatever ghost your recherche into the past conjures up.
Well, I suppose it all began with Miss Fothergill.
Funny old lady to whom, in a manner of speaking, we owe your presence here. You've never actually told me how much it was. The inheritance.
Oh. £18,000.
Quite, as they say, a tidy sum.
I was bitterly disappointed. I'd been led to expect much more. Must have been gossiped about in the town and exaggerated, no doubt, but there were some children we knew. One of them, Nancy, said 58,000, and Dick Staveley said 68.
Dick Staveley? I seem to know that name.
Well, you might well. He's a member of Parliament now, I think, and looked on as quite a coming man.
Help yourself to the port, old man.
Nevertheless, I felt honour bound to give Hilda half my inheritance.
Could you, being a minor?
That was the trouble. But to tell you the truth, I secretly felt rather relieved. And exceedingly ashamed of myself for feeling so.
Ah, beginnings of a guilt complex. Except that our dear Dr. Freud was hardly heard of then.
I was always guilty as a child. Guilty because I never seemed to measure up to their demands. Guilty because I ran away and then got ill. At least Hilda didn't have to be a governess. And now, since the war, she's been running a clinic for crippled children, High Cross Hill. She's built onto it and developed it, and it's doing splendidly now.
It was in the papers. How terrifyingly efficient she sounds. I think I should faint in her presence.
I don't suppose she's any more efficient than you.
Now, I may be efficient, but you're not to say so. I'm trying to get the virus out of my system. Comes from my interest in money, I suppose. Where did she get the money to do all this?
Well, I suppose from me.
Then you did divide the legacy with her.
Yes. But how there's any left, I don't know.
Surely the money accumulated while you were at school.
Not quite. Of course, I don't begrudge any of it. I was pleased my father was able to enjoy some luxuries before he died.
Oh. I didn't realize you were the head of the family.
Yes, my father died of Spanish influenza 2 days after the armistice, and just after we'd moved to London, to Willesden.
The armistice. How long ago that seems already. Eustace, one can never get it out of you. What did you do during the war?
Hilda managed the war for me.
She wanted to see me in khaki, but as a hospital orderly or a storeman or something of that sort. When I was past fit for general service, she was outraged. Because of my stupid heart, you see. And she took me about from one doctor to another, used every bit of influence she had, until my medical history must have been known to half the British Army.
Didn't you mind?
Yes and no. Didn't look very good. She used to stomp up and down outside the camp gates waiting for the results of the examination.
Did she really do that? Now, this movement is just how I imagine you and your Miss Hilda. In your times of greatest spiritual interpenetration.
But Hilda always takes the lead. It should be an air with accompaniment, not a concerto for 2 violins. Besides, it sounds so noble. It's a rebuke to our triviality. I do disappoint them. Hilda above all. She thinks I ought to try more, do more, be more than I have in me to try or do or be.
Eustace! It's Anthony! Eustace! It's Anthony!
Boring Lakeland.
His name is Anthony Lakish, and he does hate you mocking him. Oh, well, I'd better go down and placate them. I'll have one drink with them and then to my rooms to work.
Work? The word is always on your lips, Eustace, but I never see you doing any. I'm glad to say.
Now, you will come to lunch next Wednesday and meet Hilda.
You know, your rooms are so boringly shabby, so predictably undergraduate. I think I should like to give a lunch here, worthy of this gorgon of a sister.
Oh, would you, Stephen? But she's not a gorgon. Didn't I mention? Hilda's quite beautiful.
What is it, Aunt Sarah?
Did Hilda say what time she would be back from Oxford?
She thought she might be a bit late, but we're not to wait for her. Oh, Jimmy made blowing too, but he'll have had his supper. If not, he can go without.
Was it altogether wise to invite Mr. Craigshaw to come in just this evening? Hilda might prefer to be alone with us. She comes so seldom now.
Oh, she won't mind. Everyone likes Jimmy.
Mr. Craigshaw is the engineer, isn't he?
Yes, but don't say it as though he was an engine driver. When he's passed this exam, he'll be able to put some letters after his name. 4 at least. Not just B.A.
Mr. Craigshaw sounds quite a sensible young man. But oh dear Eustace, there are some to whom this world is a workplace, and some to whom it is a gaming house.
There she is.
I've had a busy day.
Did you have to leave High Cross awfully early?
At about 8. New matron seems capable. Hope she is. Went to enough trouble choosing her. Then I did some shopping in London.
Oh, anything exciting?
Cotton gloves for some of the children, scrubbing brushes and a new vacuum cleaner.
Hilda, why can't you leave that sort of thing to the housekeeper or whoever it is?
People make such a mess of things you leave to them. Saves time to do them yourself.
Now, how is Eustace? What are his rooms like?
Awful. As it happened, we lunched in his friend's rooms.
Oh, what was he like?
I'm not very good at describing men. Mr. Hilliard, Stephen. Christian names are the custom in their set. It seems rather childish to me.
Coffee.
Thanks.
Eustace, brandy?
Thanks.
Really, Mr. Hilliard.
Stephen, surely.
Sherry before lunch, white wine with lunch, but Eustace knows it's quite unnecessary, as I don't drink. And I noticed that you had only one glass to keep him company. And now brandy. Is that a good foundation for an afternoon's work?
Quite right. Eustace, why aren't you more industrious like your sister? Who's a regular dynamo or pylon or whatever those things are that modern poets are writing about now.
He always teases. You should take no notice.
I think you should take notice. Have you seen my brother's rooms? The sitting room's much larger than necessary, and the bedroom's a poky little hole.
You see, I need a large sitting room because friends often drop in.
But what a nuisance when you're working. Isn't it awkward having to tell them to go away?
Oh, I never do that. They might not come again.
And look at your clothes. Really, Eustace, you're a regular ragbag. Can't you influence him more?
You know, you're just as Eustace said. Terrifying. Well, think of a girl running a clinic for cripples all on her own.
That's nonsense. I'm not on my own. I have a good deal of qualified help. What do you do?
I study. I'm to be a solicitor in my father's firm. One day I hope to have the pleasure of defending you against the cripples. Or defending the cripples against you.
Stephen always talks only nonsense of himself. Tell her what you did in the war, Stephen.
Ran away from Germans, mostly.
In fact, he did very well and got the military cross.
Civilian life is much more dangerous. Now, Hilda, Miss Cherrington deserves the VC for what she's doing. You think I don't mean that? I have a lecture. and you two want to talk privately. Do stay as long as you wish.
Oh, bother. I have a tutorial this afternoon, too. But thank you, Stephen.
Yes, thank you.
Are only cripples allowed into your clinic, or might I come to visit?
Certainly. I don't come Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Friday, because I can't possibly see you then. But any other day will do, if you let me know well in advance.
Might have been more welcoming.
No, Hilda was quite right. Mr. Hilliard seems a serious-minded man. He would respect her for not wanting to waste his time or hers.
After he'd gone, we really got down to it. I knew Eustace was worried about something. Come on, Eustace. What is it?
It's quite awful. The college authorities want me to give up my scholarship.
But why? You won it. It's yours.
They say St. Joseph's is a poor college. I have money of my own, and it's only fair to poorer undergraduates that those who could afford to should waive their scholarships. I suppose they're right.
You always see things from the other point of view. It's partly laziness, you know. You just don't like to make a fuss. But it's partly this morbid feeling of yours that just by asserting your rights, you put yourself in the wrong.
Yes. I suppose I never really believed that justice can be on my side.
Now, that's as stupid as thinking you're always in the right. Much less human. Eustace, stand up to them. That scholarship is worth 100 a year.
I couldn't, Hilda. It would look so bad.
Don't worry too much about appearances. Haven't you a lecture or something to go to?
Yes. Can you amuse yourself for an hour or so?
Oh, yes. I shall find something to do. And as soon as he was out of the way, I went to see the master of the college.
Oh, Hilda.
But he's quite famous. I wouldn't have dared. How did Eustace feel about that?
Hilda, I do understand about working harder and being less social.
And not used to spending so much on wine.
Yes. But it's the scholarship, the money.
Nonsense. I've been over all that with the master. What's bothering you now?
Do you think the master imagined that I'd asked you to speak on my behalf?
Of course not. Why on earth should he think that?
Or did you tell him that you came off your own bat, so to speak?
What does it matter? The scholarship.
Good thing I had my card with me. The master had just been reading about the clinic in the newspaper and thought I wanted to talk about that.
Such a distinguished man, weren't you, nurse?
I took him off the clinic and on to Eustace. It took some hard argument, but I reminded him for 2 or 3 years. Eustace stuffed himself with facts like a prize pig on the understanding that if he was successful, he would get that money. He didn't do all that just to hand it over to someone else.
Was it wise to bully the poor man like that?
Yes, it was. In the end, he made a bargain. He would see that Eustace retained the scholarship if I got him to realize that he must work much harder. He said something very interesting about Eustace. That his papers were pleasant to read, but decorative, not profound. That his policy in life seemed to be to make the time pass agreeably. And I should remind him that from their scholars, they want good, hard spade work. A kitchen garden, not a flower garden.
Well, he's clearly spending his time with quite the wrong people.
What the master calls their fashionable, expensive young men.
Did you think this, Stephen, was it? Was one of the wrong people?
Oh,
That'll be Jimmy.
Who is Jimmy?
oh, Mr. Crankshaw. A friend of Barbara's who comes sometimes.
What a bore. Eustace will be all right now. That's all I care about.
Sorry to burst in on you all. Mind you're up to family conference.
As always, we were talking about Eustace. You wouldn't have been able to join in.
How do you know? Maybe I could help. I gather your brother's a bit of a dreamer.
I vote we stop talking about Eustace. Let's pick on Jimmy for a change. Isn't that tie a bit startling? You'd think he was a Bolshevik. Of course he is, really, though he wouldn't dare confess it here.
I'm not a Bolshevik, Miss Hilda. And the tie doesn't mean anything. Barbara ought to know that because she gave it to me.
At least the Bolsheviks do stand for something. Not that I agree with what they stand for.
Now you two. Jimmy, you're a scientific type. Tell us something profound we don't know.
Shall I give you a demonstration?
Oh, yes.
As long as you don't blow us up.
Well, I shall need some matches.
Oh, Jimmy, not a match trick. Don't treat us like children.
Now, here is the problem. To say, with 12 matches, what matches are made of. 1 minute allowed.
To say, with 12 matches...
What matches are made of.
E... L... M.
Elm? You try lighting your fire with an elmwood match. Miss Hilda. Then you won't give up. I'll have to show you. Now, in 12 matches, matches are made of love.
What a very generous check, Eustace, to Barbara and my Jimmy. Oh, I may call you Eustace. We're almost related now. Here comes your other sister. How very beautiful she is. Hasn't anybody ever wanted to marry her?
I'm not sure what her plans are. You shall have to ask her.
Wasn't your brother generous? £250 is not to be sneezed at.
Eustace has a friend at Oxford who understands money much better than he does. And he thinks that he does things like that because he's afraid not to make a good impression.
Eustace, do you see anybody you fancy? Perhaps you'll be next.
Not really.
Well, this marriage business is full of silliness and nonsense, but it gets somewhere. And there's no other way of getting there.
The Flatiron Club is well worth a sub. It's full of oddities. My God, it is.
Hello, Anthony.
Eustace, where have you been? We all thought you were dead. It's been months.
I've been working a little.
So it's true, then. You are the secretary of this rather peculiar society. I hope you're getting it right.
It is a problem, Anthony. Not all the members are on good terms with one another. And this end is easy. President here, me as secretary on his left, and the distinguished visitor on his right. And I wonder if his proximity to him will atone for his proximity to him.
But I thought the college authorities were going to disband your society on the grounds that it really only exists to glorify the gilded youth of St. Joseph's.
Well, I am trying to make it more serious. Hence the idea of asking someone down to address us on a weighty subject, the future of the world, etc. Someone with a name.
Well, I really can't picture you amongst all these whorebugs, but I suppose it's all right. Who are you getting down to improve your standing in the eyes of the Dons?
Oh, a rising young conservative, Staveley, Richard Staveley. I trust you've heard of him.
Yes, I have heard of him. He's a cousin of mine.
But Howard, well, you must know Angston Hall. I was in it only once as a child. Dick actually rescued me from a misadventure.
Well, of course, it is a lovely house. At least the Jacobean part. But here, do come and talk.
Aren't they a very old family?
Well, everyone's family's old, if you look into it. Oh, you mean all that business about prancing on the foreshore and shooting arrows into the sea? Well, that's all they were good for. They really are wonderfully undistinguished.
But surely Sir John Staveley was Lord Lieutenant.
Well, everyone one knows is that. You only have to be long enough in the same place. Oh, no, well, the Staveleys are my relations, and I've no wish to run them down, but believe me, no one would have heard of them if Lady Nellie hadn't married into them. It was she who put them on the map.
You never stay still a moment.
Do you think I'm frightfully restless? Well, people do say I am.
Well, of course not, Anthony. Just mercurial.
How very kind and clever of you to think of that. I suppose my face does show my feelings too much.
I don't think even you could feel as much as your face shows.
You know, dear Eustace, your innocence is not without a touch of malice.
You were telling me about Lady Nellie.
Ah, the most divine, adorable woman. In Edwardian days, she reigned. She was a queen. Everyone was at her feet. But she had a passion for lame dogs. Too much pity in her nature. Married poor Freddie Staveley, who promptly drank himself to death despite everything she did to help him. Dick's parents blamed her, of course. Jealous. As a crow is of a bird of paradise. But she couldn't help it if people fell in love with her. Well, they still do. She must be nearly 50. Well, you must meet her. I'll bring you together.
I'd rather you told me more about Dick.
Dick Staveley has always been extraordinary. As a child, practical jokes. At Oxford, rags of the more serious kind, ending in broken bones in the Ackland nursing home.
Oh, dear. Shall I be held responsible if he tries to blow up the flat?
Well, now he's more rangé. One hopes. A heartbreaker, of course. A village maiden, and then, more seriously, socially, I mean, a young unmarried girl of good family. He was only forgiven because he did so well in the war. Well, he's always preferred danger to discipline. Was even a minor Colonel Lawrence figure in the Middle East for a while. Quite a mystery man. And now it appears he's given all that up to be a politician. The rising hope of the stern, unbending Tories. Although from some of his speeches, he sounds more like a socialist or revolutionary. What is that new thing? A fascist. But here he is.
You must be Eustace Cherrington. Last time I saw you, I gave you 3 cheers. But I expect you've forgotten. Good heavens, Anthony.
Do look me up while you're here. Eustace will tell you where.
You must tell me all about yourself. And about your sister. Wasn't her name Hilda?
Oh, it still is. But think of you remembering. Good morning, Aunt Sarah.
It was a better morning an hour ago.
I'm sorry I'm late down. On my last vacation, Barbara used to wake me. Telephone always seemed to be ringing. She was shouting around the house and playing jazz music.
The house is quieter, certainly.
You must miss her.
I'm sure their little house in Hitchin is welcome to that dreadful gramophone. Yes, naturally, I miss her.
I wonder why Barbara's so different. I think she's always wanted life, not an attitude to life.
My dear Cherrington, not the least of the good things the other evening was the pleasure of meeting you again. You made a mistake to absent yourself from the Rag, however. A good show, quite in the old tradition. Funny, I saw a picture of your sister in yesterday's paper. She hasn't changed much. They're more important looking, and no wonder. I haven't much time for cripples myself, but admire anyone who has, and I shall see if something can't be done to give ventures like hers government support. You said you would like another look at the old house.
Dick's inviting us. I wrote and told him I do not ride a horse and I do not want to go. Anyway, I haven't the clothes. I don't know why you both want me to do something I don't want to do.
To speak to me on business, this bit of land we've been hoping to get from the clinic. I don't know why he bothered, it's such a small matter. And he insisted on looking at it and said how interesting it would be to look inside one of the chicken houses.
Well,
you did,
yes, all
Mr.
right.
Hilliard. And we crept inside and got stuck.
It's good to see you, Eustace. You did disappear rather quickly after that little outbreak of hooliganism.
Oh, come, Stephen. Very small outbreak. A dinner I arranged. The Rag afterwards, which of course I didn't join, got a bit boisterous. Crockery smashed, windows broken.
A couple of the harder working undergraduates tarred and feathered. I'm afraid I don't find your famous friend very amusing.
Perhaps it was not a very good day for me to visit, Hilda.
Oh, don't fuss, Eustace.
What report will you take back then about our bit of land to Mrs. Hilliard, Lumpton, Hilliard?
Well, I'm not a member of the firm until the end of June when schools are over. But as your lawyer-to-be, or should I say your would-be lawyer, my advice is not to put all your eggs into one basket. The clinic is successful, but you mustn't overspend yourself. I wrote to Miss Cherrington offering my, well, the family's services.
And already he's offering me counsels of prudence, which I hate. Never mind. If the situation ever gets desperate, we'll call you in.
That might be too long to wait. Ask me while it's still under control. I must get back. It's all right, I'll get my things. Goodbye, Eustace. Don't go breaking up St. Joseph's. Didn't know how destructive he could be, Miss Cherrington, did you?
I suppose he has to be legal-minded now, but people are so cautious. I should like to come across someone with real go for a change. Who is the friend he mentioned?
You'll never guess. Dick Staveley.
Do you mean?
Staveley we used to know at Angston. The one who wanted you to go riding and you wouldn't.
As a matter of fact, I do remember. Does he still want me to go riding with him? Because I shan't.
Well, he wrote to me. You see, He's interested in you.
Oh, Eustace! How could he be after all these years? I should have thought Oxford would cure you of saying such silly things. What a pig's mess this room's in. I can't, Miss Pinfoil, keep it tidy, or I shall have to speak to her. Why did Mr. Hilliard say you were destructive? You couldn't hurt a fly.
Dick's an MP now. He thinks the government might be able to give your clinic a grant or something, and he wants to talk to you about it. You see, he's invited us to Angston for a weekend.
You go. You always enjoy meeting strangers.
Oh, do come, Hilda.
Why do you want me to do something I don't want to do? I don't meddle in your life, do I? If I do, it's for your own good.
Wouldn't you like to get away from here for a bit?
I'd be like a fish out of water amongst a lot of smart society people who'd be bored to death with me. I'd be an embarrassment to you. I haven't the clothes, anyway, for that sort of a visit.
You could get some. There's plenty of time. He doesn't want us until the first
weekend in June. He's even named the day. Really, Eustace? No. I shan't go.
It would have been such fun. We could have seen all the old places together. Rocks where we had our pool, and the sands. 'Cause I love to think of those days when we were always together. Hardly ever are now.
They weren't always such happy days for me. I never felt so miserable as I did the evening you ran away and we thought you were dead. Then you were ill. They wouldn't let me see you. And for a year, you were always at Miss Fothergill's and hardly had a word for us at home.
Well, I'm sorry. I never quite realised.
And during the war, when I thought you might be dragged off to the front, you were always in my thoughts.
You see, don't you, that my real life is here at High Cross. Well, there are problems, like this extra bit of land and the staff. But when I come in here and I sniff the beeswax and I hear the whole place busy around me, holding me up, just as I hold it up. Come here. Now, it may not seem much to you, but it's my life to me. I don't want anything to disturb it.
But it would only be for a night.
Are you still talking about Angston Hall?
Well, you've read Dick's letter. It's you they want, not me.
I'm not just being disobliging. I have an instinct against going. Oh, you're thinking that if I didn't, they'd find some excuse for not asking you.
Well, that's what happened before, when we were children.
And you were disappointed?
Well, not only on my account. I wanted to see you in that setting, with everyone saying how lovely you were, and opening the door and picking things up for you. And Dick's made such a point of asking you, and he is the only son. You couldn't feel you weren't welcome.
All right. Since you want me to go, I'll go. But if it's not a success, you'll be to blame.
Oh, I'll take the risk.
I wish you could see yourself. You look so silly.
Oh, Hilda, you have made me happy. I've never been so happy before.
Quite a charming house, yes. But trust the stable is to live in the Victorian Gothic part, with the sham historical names. It's quite hideous, although I doubt they know it. Crosby. We're all here, and seem to be in one piece.
Mr. Lakey, sir, I believe that you and Mr. Cherrington are to be in the tower. As for Miss Cherrington, if you will conduct her inside, Miss Anne knows all the arrangements.
Do try and get all the bags in the right room. And, Eustace, stick with me and don't get lost in the corridors. Shall we?
Oh, dear.
Ah, that'll be Dick. I don't like it. I rang twice, and not a soul answered. Dick has arranged for us to be isolated here like the princes in the tower, beyond the reach of help and where our screams can't be heard. He might do anything to us. But I must die in a black tie. You will hurry, won't you? Oh, don't worry. We shall not be late down for dinner. I promise.
What were you ringing for?
I came without a black tie. Assumed you wouldn't travel too, so bearded the monster in his den.
Monster?
Dick! Would you believe he had such a thick neck?
I suppose he's big all round.
He is. When I went into his room, he was stark naked, and his skin fits him like armor plating. It's almost disgusting. His body's like a lethal weapon. There's something repellent about sheer masculinity.
Well, no doubt he didn't expect you to find him like that.
Ah!
You know, Anthony, I'm going to feel quite strange. Please, you must fill me in on our fellow guests.
Delighted.
I hope your room is comfortable.
Lady Staveley, Edie, Dick's mother, seems quite soft and motherly, but beware. Turns to ice in a second.
It's a very quiet life here compared with that in London.
Mr. Cherrington, we met on the beach so long ago.
Anne would have been nice, but as a girl here, she was absolutely immured. I'm afraid she's worthy, but quite dull.
Mr. Cherrington, I'm always pleased to meet a friend of Dick's.
Monica is a friend.
Thank you.
A good, useful girl. Brilliant, no, but bowls a good length. Not quite old-fashioned enough for the Staveleys, but she might take Dick on.
Cherrington.
Poor Victor Trumpington.
Bookish, I'm told.
Foreign Office. No party is complete without him. A tame cat par excellence. He and Anne have been trying to marry each other for years. It never quite happens.
Not a sign of Nellie.
Sir John. Bark worse than bite. But really the most undistinguished in a long line of Staveley mediocrities.
What are you grinning at, Dick?
At my tie on Anthony.
It's a wise tie and knows its own master. That sister of yours is not to refuse Sir John's excellent sherry. I won't have it. Oh, she's here, as are we all, to enjoy the sins of the flesh.
Anthony, I suppose you're here to amuse Nellie. She gets bored by us.
Nonsense. Nellie likes the country. Why, she was always getting up plays and entertainments for the village people. She was adored.
Well, people say that. If you ask me, the villagers were terrified at being made to dress up as Julius Caesar, Lady Macbeth, made to dance round the maypole, drink lashons of hot soup, even if it made 'em ill.
Aunt Nellie!
Good evening, Crosby. Oh, am I late? Oh, Edie, I am sorry.
Late? No, of course you're not late. You're just in time for some sherry. I don't think you've met Miss Cherrington.
Oh, what a lovely dress. I adore that colour.
Now, after dinner, who's going to give me a game of bridge? Oh, not you, Nellie, I know. And Anthony? Well, you couldn't stop talking long enough. Dick?
After dinner, I'm going to induce the daring ones to take a little exercise.
Dick, not billiard fives.
Billiard fives.
Oh, how remiss of me. I must introduce you, Nellie, to another guest, Mr. Eustace Cherrington.
Miss Cherrington's brother. Oh, how delightful. I never had a brother.
Now, don't start gossiping, Nellie. I'll take you in. Anthony, you take an Edie, and the rest sort yourselves out.
Oh, delightful.
Yes.
You are sure you wouldn't rather do something else?
Than talk to you? No, I want to be quiet and remember that admirable dinner.
Is billiard fives really a dangerous game?
Not really. Though I dare say Dick will make it as dangerous as he can. What a lovely girl your sister Hilda is. Why has nobody told me about her? I've heard a great deal about you. Anthony.
Oh.
I won't embarrass you by telling you what he said.
Well, he told me a lot about you, too. He said it was you who put the Staveleys on the map.
What a strange expression. I've never heard it before. I'm afraid my respected in-laws wouldn't agree.
Oh, he said no one had ever heard of them until you married Mr. Frederick Staveley.
Oh, forgive me, but no one ever called him Frederick. You mustn't think me heartless. Poor Freddie died a long time ago. Oh, such ancient history. When I married Freddie, he hadn't a penny. Only about 1,000 a year.
Ah. Doesn't seem very much.
But he was very good looking. No, it is the coal mine in Derbyshire that put the Staveleys on the map, as Anthony calls it.
Are they very rich now?
Comfortable. It's a nice little place, isn't it?
It's very nice, Lady Eleanor.
Oh, for heaven's sake, call me anything you like, but not that. Nobody has ever called me that. I shouldn't know who you were talking to.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Don't be. I shall always remember you as the one person who took my name seriously. Eleanor sounds so distinguished and medieval. I think I shall get everyone to call me Eleanor in future. May I know your name, Mr. Cherrington?
It's Eustace, I'm afraid.
Why afraid? It's a charming name and suits you, if I may say so. May I call you Eustace?
Yes, please do.
Oh, what a galaxy.
Lemonade, orangeade, ginger ale, hot water, my lady.
I'll have orangeade, thank you, Crosby.
And what may I give you, sir?
You'll have a whiskey and soda. I might have two if you'd offered me one.
It's not too late, my lady.
Oh, tempter, begone. Mr. Cherrington can have my share. I see you have difficulty in making up your mind. Are you always like that?
Yes. I'm afraid I'm a martyr to indecision.
Oh, come now, you're much too young to be a martyr to anything. It's only at my age one begins to be a martyr. But surely when you're still at Oxford and you've done as well as Anthony tells me you have, all you need to do is just go ahead. As apparently your sister has.
Oh, Hilda.
Ah, thank you, Crosby.
Thank you. Hilda is much more go-ahead than I am. I expect she's really one of the reasons why I'm not.
Tell me a little about yourself.
And... Oh! Ah!
Well, you have Boswellized yourself. You must never pretend to be shy and tongue-tied again. Now, I think we ought to do something practical. You said you don't find it easy to work at home.
Oh, well, I didn't quite mean that.
No, well, I was reading between the lines. Now, what I propose is this. I've taken a house in Venice for July, August, and September. Why don't you take your courage in both hands and join me there? It's just the place for a literary man. You can have a room to yourself and work until your eyes drop out. No noise of traffic, just the soothing splash of the gondolier's oars. And when inspiration flagged, you could come out and take a stroll on the piazza or a bathe on the Lido. I have a capana there and a motorboat to take us to and fro. Ah, motorboats hardly existed in my Venice. But the Venetians are mad about them, I hear, and we must be in the fashion. Don't say no at once. Think about it quietly. I shall have a little talk with your sister, and I'm sure she'll agree it's the right thing for you. And even if it isn't, it is the right thing for me. Now, let's see what the Fives players are up to.
Brilliantly timed, Aunt Nellie. A moment sooner and you'd have stopped a fast one. Why didn't you send Eustace in as a shield?
Eustace and I came to watch you play.
Oh, end of the game anyway, Nellie.
Yes, we won.
Just look at your hands.
Shall we have a hand inspection? Come on, troops, line up. Present hands. Present hands.
I say, bad shirt. Let me see what I can do.
You've done quite enough already. If you come to my room, Miss Cherrington, I'll give you something guaranteed to heal anything. From a broken heart downwards.
Or upwards.
Come on now, all of you. Say your good nights.
Taking a look round?
Oh, I'm afraid I was. This was a chapel, I suppose.
You're right. At the time of the Reformation, the Staveley of the day became such an ardent Protestant that he pulled it down, used the stone for building purposes.
Oh, what a vandal. Oh, excuse me. He was your ancestor. It's a charming place.
Yes, I like it too. Better than a church with a roof. You going to church, by the way? There's no compulsion, of course.
First, I want to get hold of Hilda and ask how her hands are. I missed her at breakfast. I don't suppose you've seen her?
Not this morning. Is she a churchgoer?
She's not religious in the conventional sense.
Thought she might be.
She has very strong principles, though, and high standards, but they're more to do with working hard. She judges people by the amount of work they get done.
Not by the way they conduct their private lives. I suppose she has a private life of her own.
Outside the family, she doesn't seem to take much interest in people. Purely personal relationships would seem a form of self-indulgence to her, I fancy.
Ah. So, she wouldn't take them very seriously. Doesn't she interest herself in yours?
Oh, no. She leaves me to go my own way.
And you leave her to go hers? You don't feel you ought to play the heavy father to her?
Me? Oh, even father, when he was alive, never exercised much parental control over her. And mother died when we were young.
So, you're all alone in the world. Orphans of the storm. No one to mind what you do. Don't distress yourself. It would have come out anyway in time. I'm just forestalling wind and weather. Have you walked a lot this morning? You look tired. Come and sit down. Damned uncomfortable these mugs must have been. Is your sister as fond of old places as you are?
Oh, I don't think so. But she might learn to be. She thinks things ought to be shaken up. She looks forward, not back.
She doesn't let the past worry her.
Oh, no. She puts it clean out of her mind.
She cuts her losses, in fact. Very sensible of her. Tell me, at this clinic of hers, does she give parties and beanos and so on?
Oh, yes, she arranges entertainments for the children. Christmas trees and conjurers and picnics in the summer.
But nothing more adult? But no dances for the staff? Midnight follies for the doctors?
Well, if she does, she hasn't told me.
Clean slate again.
Yes, I suppose so.
Years it must be since we met you and your sister on the sand. Do you remember the girl who was with us? Nancy Steptoe.
Oh, yes, indeed. I've often wondered what happened to her.
She married a smart-looking chap named Alberic, but he turned out no good. Don't know if they're still together. Better not to marry. Don't you think?
Oh, I don't know.
Never let yourself get tied down. That's my motto. There. Father always likes to be 10 minutes early for church. So Mama has to be too. Marriage. It all ends in that.
They look like dryads.
Not Monica, I fear. Or Anne either. Bless her. Your sister. Yes. No. Don't let them see we've seen them. Tell me some more.
What shall I tell you?
Tell me the first man who was in love with your sister.
In love with her? I couldn't tell you.
You couldn't? You must be very unobservant. Well, the first man who kissed her, then.
I don't think any man ever has. Except me.
Come. You can tell me as we go.
Well, there's nothing to tell you.
As you like.
I seem to have kept missing you all the morning.
Dick's been showing me the house.
How are your poor hands?
My hands? My hands? They're quite all right. Why were you worried? My hands are quite all right.
Are you all right?
Yes?
You're not bored?
No more than I expected to be.
Are you worried about something?
Why should I be worried?
I just wondered. How's your room?
You know I don't care where I sleep. Oh, Dick may be taking me up in his aeroplane.
What?
His aeroplane. After we've got lunch out of the way.
Oh, Hilda, don't do that.
Contact!
Expect you back for tea.
Do you always look so pleased when you speed your sister off into the blue?
I tried to persuade her not to go.
And now she has?
I suddenly felt that air was her element.
I agree with you. And now she's in it. When she comes back, I shall tell her that whichever heaven she was in, you were most certainly in your sixth.
Do you think she'll be quite safe? I suppose Dick has had plenty of experience.
Oh, yes. Dick has had quite a lot of experience, one way and another.
Why did you say sixth heaven just now?
I expect you always keep one in reserve.
Isn't it about time they were back? How long do these joyrides usually last?
You're not really worried, are you? Well, what is it? 6 o'clock. Yes, I suppose they ought to be back by now. Pity you couldn't have gone too, Monica. I dare say he wouldn't have been so unpunctual with you. What? Oh. Miss,
Cherrington, dear.
Cherrington, of course, yes, how stupid of me. Miss Cherrington doesn't know Dick's habits as well as Monica does. Well, what are we all sitting here for? Looking won't bring them. I expect they've come down somewhere having tea. Well, I'm going in.
Yes. I must write some letters.
Letters? Letters? Well, no one ever writes to me.
That's because you don't write to them, my dear.
I do think it's inconsiderate of Dick. Mama and Papa do worry. Is this the first time your sister's been up?
Once when we were children, one of those trips at so much a time, but she's never been in a private airplane before. I didn't want her to go.
I don't think any of us pressed her.
Well, Dick did. A little.
Dick has often talked about you lately.
Really? I didn't think he cared much for me. But I think he likes Hilda. Don't you?
Yes, I think he does. Do you think she likes him?
Would you like her to?
I don't think that has much to do with it. I might say, would you?
Yes.
Oh, nothing would matter if only they were here.
I think they're back.
We'd almost given you up. What on earth happened to you?
You didn't worry about it, did you? Oh, no, we never gave you a thought. We just went about our Sunday duties.
I'm afraid I was as much to blame as he was.
You'll have to explain that line later, young lady.
We're very hungry. Something to eat, Mama.
Famished. Where did you have your last meal?
We've sent you a postcard.
Champagne!
Oh, champagne!
I don't care.
Oh, just as you will. Crosby champagne! So, we must drink the health of the happy...
John!
happily returned pair. Dick. Hilda.
Dick and Hilda.
And Hilda.
When does I get the feeling that just seems very twisty.
They never told us where they'd been.
No. But Dick swore he posted a card to us.
But as Sir John says, where can one buy a postcard on a Sunday afternoon?
The continent. No. I expect the plain truth is they went to Southend. Don't you think we shall soon hear of the engagement?
Engagement?
Well, everything points that way.
You mean Dick and Hilda?
Excuse me, sir. If you'll follow me, sir.
Thank you. I do want to see my sister to tell her how happy I am.
That must be your sister's room there, sir. Her clothes are lying outside the door. A rather strange thing to do, sir, but perhaps she is unaccustomed to staying in houses like this.
Yes, but it's all right. The house belongs to her in a way, doesn't it? Or it will one day.
Really, sir?
Come sneaking in.
But I came to see Hilda. Haven't you made a mistake? Isn't this her room?
It's you who've made the mistake.
Hilda!